Investigators have reported nothing to suggest that the disappearance of the plane was political or suicidal or terrorism.
The FBI's forensics lab in Quantico, Virginia is still reviewing a copy of the hard drive from the pilot's simulator that was located and then taken from his home. So far, it has not turned up a smoking gun, according to a U.S. official. Let's bring in cyber and privacy expert Mark Rash. It's good to have you back on the program with us. So let's talk about it. If nothing suspicious is found on that hard drive, on the hard drive of his computer, on websites he visited, where does this leave us, Mark?
Well, it leaves us back where we were before. We're simply speculating. Now, the fact that there was nothing found doesn't mean that there was nothing that this pilot was doing, but it's a strong indication that this was just an ordinary pilot on an ordinary flight, so that there's nothing suspicious in either the flights that they were simulating or any of their communications or web searches. So you're back to square one.
So, Mark, one of the things we heard from officials from Malaysia Air this morning is that they plan to do regular psychological evaluations of their pilots going forward. It seemed a little bit reactive, I think, to some people who saw that. What do you make of that?
Sure. I mean, it is reactive, and one of the problems is you don't know what to look for. I mean, there may be obvious signs in certain cases, but you're not going to know exactly what to look for in every single case. So, and these, at best, these become spot checks. But just like you want to check out the physical health of a pilot, you want to check out, to the extent that you can, the mental health of the pilot, if you can do it.
You know, I remember that, and you likely saw this. We talked about it extensively here on our air. USA Today had an article saying that suspicion was on the pilot largely because he was the only one that could properly operate the plane. Is that a fair deduction to make, that he would be the one to blame?
Well, the pilot and the co-pilot have an opportunity. They're in the cockpit already, which is a sealed and secured cockpit, and they know how to fly a plane. So whenever you have something that looks like deliberate deliberate or functional conduct, you're going to look at the people who had an opportunity to do it and have the knowledge necessary to do it. That doesn't mean that they did it. It just means that's one of the places you're going to look.
Now, you say now that we have the flight simulator, the FBI appears to be done with the flight simulator nearly, and there are no smoking guns there. Back to square one. Does that mean going over the passenger list yet again, going over the other crew members yet again, seeing what they find? I mean, if they haven't found something by now, Mark, how likely is it that something else will turn up?
Well, what you're doing is you're ruling out. You start with various theories. Theories of explosion, theories of fire, theories of deliberate conduct, theories of suicide by the pilot, theories of hijacking, and you look for evidence. And as you develop more evidence, you either continue on with that theory, reject that theory, or most likely put that theory aside until you have more evidence. So if the plane is recovered, if the black box is recovered, you may say, based on this new evidence, we have a new theory, or it confirms an old theory. So you're looking for evidence based on the theories that you've presented.
Mark Rash, good to have you back with us at this hour. Appreciate you joining us. Happy Friday.